Guess who's back? Back again. Joker's back. I'm depressed. Alright, if you're new, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to be talking about the Joker look, the traversal, the DLC, the end game of this game. Kind of giving my thoughts about all of it. And I honestly wasn't wrong about my assessment of it a couple of weeks ago, or I think like a week ago or something like that. Like, this all is very samey combat with slightly different looking enemies that are barely even like different from what we actually got. They're still the Brainiac enemies with a Joker that looks and sounds fucking terrible, but plays probably the best out of the whole squad. It's kind of sad. Genuinely speaking, I don't like the look of this Joker. Like, I hate everything about his look. Yes, I could change the cosmetics, but the look they're showing us for the base skin looks shit. I'm just saying, alright? The voice, too, it sounds so uninspired. It's like, at least buy me dinner first.
At least buy me dinner first.
Like, come on now. I can do that shit in my fucking sleep. Like, is it that hard? Do we just have to act like a fucking maniac? Could I? Okay, never mind. I'm not going to get too deep into the guy's performance because we haven't heard a lot of it, but from what we heard, it just doesn't sound that inspired, like, whatsoever. And just the overall look, again, just blends together to make, like, one of the worst jokes. It's almost like MK11 Joker meets, like, fucking some type of, like, weird twink version of Joker that came out of like the weirdest British version of Gotham. So I don't know what the hell they were thinking about with the design. The gameplay looks great though. The way you actually like roam around as like the umbrella and shit, and you're kind of gliding around and get like kind of grind on buildings or whatnot. It's essentially just like Sunset Overdrive. He has the best traversal out of all of the squad so far. Like, personally, I don't really like Harley Quinn's cooldown with her stupid little batarang where she's swinging around like Spider-Man, or King Shark where he's double jumping. But this looks really cool. It's stylish. It's actually really like fun. It looks like you could actually do this potentially infinitely. Like, you could obviously glide down to the ground, but eventually you're going to be able to get back up higher and go down and grind around. Like, that actually looks like it's cool. So I think he has the best traversal out of everybody and potentially even the best gameplay. But when it comes to just his look, it's like, god damn. And overall, I think that the way they're bringing in the old assets from Arkham Knight is actually fairly awesome. I think that that's actually a really, really cool thing. I think that, you know, bringing in Arkham Asylum and even Arkham Knight and like kind of like redoing it in a way, I don't think they're gonna like have that be the full map. Maybe they will. But from what I've heard, you know, that's a really cool aspect of the DLC. Being able to like kind of roam around Arkham Knight. Again, my only problem with all of this is that the enemy type seems very limited. Like, it's literally just Brainiac after Brainiac, and it shows that in here. The end game literally just shows Brainiac doing Brainiac stuff, and I feel like that's going to get really old really fast. I was already like getting tired of it from 15 hours of gameplay, so for this to hold our attention for a long period of time with the formula that it looks like they're going with now, which has kind of already been confirmed by certain leaks, man, I'm having issues kind of seeing how this is going to pull people that aren't just addicted to looter shooters. Like, that's the only audience that are going to be sitting around just playing. Like, I know this one guy that I used to work with at this restaurant. This dude would literally just fucking sit up until like 4 a.m. sniffing magical powder, drinking beers, and just playing Destiny all fucking night. I'm like, bro, don't you ever get tired? He's like, no, bro, I have like 1,500 hours on that game. I'm like, oh my god. And if that niche of people play this game, I'm 100% certain, of course, it's going to make some money. But I don't think that this is going to be like the Arkham level, Spider-Man 2 level type of success where it's selling like a bajillion copies. And, you know, the microtransactions are definitely going to help. But I don't know if this whole gameplay formula that they got down really is going to hold people and their interests within the next couple of years. And it's something that, of course, is an opinion, obviously, but, you know, it's an opinion that's kind of based on what I've already played from the alpha. Like, again, the alpha, it's like not even really, the only real difference in the enemy types are going to be the bosses. From what we've seen, from what we played, there's the tanks, the helicopters, the, you know, people can say, oh, there's a lot of variety of the enemies, but they're all big purple fucking enemies that you shoot at the weak points. That's it. That's all you do. Yeah, you could throw your melee attack, you could smash them, but for this gameplay, bro, I can't see it lasting for a lot of people. But I think the concept is good. I have been seeing people say this is exactly what Avengers should have done. And to a certain degree, I definitely agree. That's something that Avengers definitely should have done. It's just continuous content monthly and try to like add as much as they can. They have such a big universe there that they can do that much. I don't know how I am feeling about the Elseworlds stuff, really. Like, Joker being back kind of feels a little cheap. This is quite literally the 5th time he's been back in this universe, bro. As a villain, and now he's like a literal main playable character. So it's like, now he's even a bigger role than he was in the last couple games, which is hilarious. But again, if you ask me, feels like a kick in the nuts to Arkham Knight's send-off and Arkham City's death. You know, oh, well, we could just pull him out of the multiverse. He's back. And same thing with Poison Ivy. Like, oh, well, she was already set up in another game to be back, so she's back. And, you know, like, I think they're bringing back just every dead character from this universe. And they're just like, fuck it. We're making it our thing. You know, fuck the Arkhamverse, everything that we did there. It's all done. Joker's back.
To the Task Force X outfits.
Yeah, right.
And all this stuff. So it feels very cheap to anybody that was invested into the Arkhamverse. And anybody that, you know, doesn't like that opinion. It's like, well, you know, I've been playing these games since I was like 12. It's been like 12 years since I've been playing this franchise or this universe and supporting Rocksteady. So to see everything that I've basically been playing and investing in and seeing where they're going to go for the next one feels like a kick in the nuts. And I don't know why that's such a terrible criticism for some to kind of hear, but I feel like that's a disrespectful thing to people that love the Arkhamverse. This is just kind of undo everything that got done in those games. Joker's death, Batman's ending, Poison Ivy's death, you know, all that stuff. And it's just, it's bonkers to me. So that's why I'm not really liking the Elseworlds stuff. It could be really interesting, and of course, I honestly think the Elseworlds stuff is kind of getting annoying. The multiverse stuff for the whole DC universe, like, after The Flash, seeing all the worlds and shit, I don't think people are really interested. There's an animated movie that's doing Crisis on Infinite Earths. Like, this Arkham universe is now doing a multiverse thing. And it's like, holy shit, when the fuck did the Arkham universe ever set up the multiverse? Never. So it's kind of weird. It's so out of place. No matter if it's a Suicide Squad or not. Just for this universe, if you're looking at it in the grand scheme of things, it feels like such a turnaround, and it doesn't even feel like it was meant to be in the same universe, which it wasn't. There's reports saying that this game, all the way back in 2016, 2017, was an original IP that Rocksteady was making, and then, of course, WB Montreal stopped making the Suicide Squad game. WB was like, hey, how about you guys make this instead? And let's be honest here, guys. Rocksteady having a choice in what they make isn't fucking real. It's not. They're owned by WB. Whatever WB wants, they will make them do. So if WB Montreal was like, we can't make the Suicide Squad game, and Rocksteady's already making a multiplayer game, WB is like, let's just do that. And they probably did. And that's probably why the creators of the goddamn studio left eventually, because they saw the sinking ship and the orders that are being barked to them. So they made their own studio. It all makes sense if you actually look at it. It's not like a conspiracy or anything. It's logical thinking. So, you know, this whole game feels off. The end game feels off. The Arkham, you know, type of like feel that they're trying to like say, the vibes, the Arkham type of like, you know, DNA that they say is in this game doesn't feel like it's even there because they undo everything that Arkham did. So the biggest thing that this game has writing for it is that it's a looter shooter with good in-game content, and the gameplay really might get repetitive and stale if the only enemies that they bring in are Flash variants of the Brainiac villains or Green Lantern variants of the Brainiac villain, like we're seeing now in this DLC thing. Like, from this Joker gameplay, I saw not a single interesting new enemy type that is like not just a bullet sponge that's like in a Brainiac skin. So call it complaining, call it crying, this is what I'm seeing. I really think that, you know, this game does have potential, and it is going to hook a certain audience, but I don't think it's going to really hook the audience that DC and WB think they're going to get. So we'll see. At the end of the day, the game comes out in a week, and I am very excited to see exactly what the story entails and how it's going to end and how it's going to actually lead into the end game stuff and all that type of jazz. So tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos in the future. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.